Today we're going to be making chocolate turtle brownies. So these are kind of like regular brownies, except you also have caramel in them and you spread caramel across the top like a drizzle. The first thing we need to do, and this is also, you don't need to mix anything in a mixing bowl. Everything is done right inside of a saucepan. So on the lowest possible heat, you want to mix in half a cup of butter or margarine, and I'm using stick margarine. Don't use the tub margarine because it has too much air in it. So use stick margarine, and we're going to mix in a cup of chocolate morsels. Those are from Costco to keep them vegan. And then all we're going to do is stir this up until it's all melted. We're going to stir the margarine and the chocolate chips until it's all nice and smooth, and then we'll begin adding the other ingredients. Okay. Once you have the nice smooth consistency, you want to go ahead and add the eggs. The recipe calls for 3 eggs, but I'm going to do 1/4 cup of applesauce for each egg. So 3/4 cups of applesauce. And we're going to stir that in. Make sure you turn the heat off and remove it from the heating element, or just turn it off and let it sit in the same spot. So we're going to go ahead and add the eggs and stir this together until it's mixed in really well, and then we'll begin adding the other ingredients. I've gone ahead and switched to a whisk to make it a bit easier to mix the ingredients together. I'm going to now start adding in all of the dry ingredients. So I'm going to start by adding 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, a cup of granulated sugar. Start mixing those together. And I'm going to go ahead and add in a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm going to continue to stir until I get a nice consistency. Once you have the consistency that you're looking for, make sure all the ingredients are mixed really well. I've gone ahead and greased and floured a 13 by 9 inch pan. You don't have to flour, but I like to make sure nothing sticks. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my spatula and scrape out all of the nice, delicious goo from the batter. And we're just going to spread that nice and evenly. I've gone ahead and spread the batter out in the pan, and I use the spatula to make sure I get it up in the corners. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take another cup of the morsels and sprinkle them around the top. The recipe does call for a cup of chopped walnuts as well, but I don't like ruining my brownies with nuts. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the chocolate morsels and spread them around. Doesn't really matter where, we're just trying to get them. You can even just use the bowl, spread them around a bit. Okay, and once you have that, we're going to go ahead and stick it in the oven. "20 to 25 minutes later, you want to take the brownies out of the oven. Very hot, very hot. And I'm just going to use a toothpick and check the middle and see if it comes out relatively clean. Looks pretty good to me. Now the next step is going to be to drizzle some caramel sauce on top. And we're going to just go ahead and start drizzling it on. Make any kind of shape you want. I like going back and forth and then, just kind of a little pattern. And then once this is done, once you're done with this, you want to let it cool completely in the tray, or you could even let it cool on a cookie rack. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave it in the pan. And now we have it perfect after about 20-25 minutes. So let's give it a shot and see what it tastes like. Super delicious.